Urgent! Steelers fan! Look at what just happened. Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest your team news. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Multiple potential Steelers targets named Mel Kiper Jr.'s favorite prospects. The 2025 NFL Draft begins on Thursday night, and there are a number of directions the Pittsburgh Steelers can go with their 6 picks in the draft. On Sunday, Mel Kiper Jr. put out a list of his favorite prospects at every position, and a few players that the Steelers could target were among Kiper's favorites. RB Dylan Sampson, who visited Pittsburgh for a pre-draft visit, was named his favorite running back. WR Savion Williams, who also visited Pittsburgh ahead of the draft, was listed as Kiper's favorite wide receiver prospect. While those were the only 2 pre-draft visitors on Kiper's list, there are other connections. The Steelers sent assistant offensive line coach Isaac Williams to William Mary's Pro Day to see OT Charles Grant, with whom the team also had a formal meeting at the 2025 NFL Combine. Grant was listed as Kiper's favorite offensive tackle, while CB Upton Stout, who met with the Steelers at the Combine, was Kiper's favorite corner. Finally, S. Andrew Mukuba, whom the Steelers saw at Texas Pro Day and met with ahead of that event, was Kiper's favorite safety in the class. At some point throughout the process, the Steelers meet with almost every player in the draft, be it at the East-West Shrine Bowl, Senior Bowl, Pro Days, or through pre-draft visits. But it's notable when the team has multiple touch points with a player, like they did with Sampson, hosting him for a pre-draft visit after an informal meeting at the Combine. The team also sent wide receivers coach Zach Kazani and area scout Jared Heiberger to Tennessee's Pro Day. Kiper praised Sampson's ability to be a home run hitter out of the backfield, with 12 explosive runs last season, but also gave credit to his ability to score from the goal line. I see burst and conviction on the tape. He sees the hole, commits, and explodes through the gap. At 5'8" and 200 pounds, Sampson runs with fierceness and contact balance, with 820 of his yards coming after first contact. Those traits are also useful at the goal line, where he can power in for 6 points. Inside 3 yards, he scored on 8 of his 11 carries last season. Kiper writes that Sampson could be a really good 3rd or 4th round pick. He compared Williams to current Steelers RB Cordarrelle Patterson, as he has the versatility to line up out wide or in the backfield. As for Grant, Kiper admits he needs time to develop, but believes he has the traits necessary to succeed in the NFL. The Steelers could certainly take a swing on a mid-round offensive tackle, and that's where Grant is projected to land. Obviously, it's no guarantee the Steelers wind up with any of the players on Kiper's list, but it's notable that the team has shown continued interest in multiple players that Kiper likes, and it'll be interesting to see the haul the Steelers ultimately come up with later this week. Pausing this news just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest The Black and Gold news to you, it's very important that you leave a like on this video. Thanks. Now let's get back to the news. Steelers linked to 24M running. Back ahead of NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers have several positions they're slated to address in next week's NFL Draft. One of those is running back. Pittsburgh has hosted 9 running backs for pre-draft visits this offseason, with Jaylen Warren and newcomer Kenneth Gainwell in the room already. The Steelers could find either a rookie or add another veteran to shore up the position. Pro Football Network thinks a trade for a veteran could be in the cards for Pittsburgh, but it could come later in the offseason. Although Bears head coach Ben Johnson coached DeAndre Swift in Detroit, it feels like Swift could use a change of scenery, PFN wrote. He averaged a career-worst 8 yards per carry in 2024, and his 5% rushing success rate ranked 42nd out of 46 RBs with 100-plus rushes. Swift still has 2 years left on the 3-year, $24 million deal he signed last offseason. That makes the timing of this important, as the Bears would want to wait until after June 1st to trade Swift. By doing so, they'd save $8 million in cap room and take on a minuscule $3 million dead cap hit the next 2 years. It would also give the Bears the luxury of seeing if they come away with one of their preferred running backs in the draft. Last season, Swift totaled just short of 1,000 yards on 253 carries with 959 yards and 6 touchdowns. and caught 42 passes. For 386 yards, Warren tallied just 511 yards on 120 rushes with 1 touchdown, while Gainwell rushed for just 290 yards on 75 carries with 1 touchdown in Philadelphia last season. Steelers ranked as one of better drafting teams. Since 2020, the Pittsburgh Steelers only have 1 Pro Bowl selection from their draft haul dating back to 2020, but using Football Reference's approximate value stat, The Athletic's Nick Baumgardner has the Steelers ranked as the 12th best team when it comes to adding talent over the last 5 years. Approximate value is an attempt to put a single number on the seasonal value of a player at any position from any year, and Pittsburgh's average of 8. 18 approximate value put them at number 12. Baumgardner lists OLB Alex Highsmith at number 102 overall. In 2020 as Pittsburgh's best pick, and WR George Pickens at number 52 in 2022 as the team's best value. Baumgardner praised the Steelers for finding mid-round contributors, which has compensated for notable whiffs, including QB Kenny Pickett in the first round of the 2022 draft. Pickett was named the team's worst pick in that span, but the Steelers, with just 36 total picks from 2024, have done a nice job consistently finding quality in the mid-rounds. Zach Frazier and Peyton Wilson are the latest examples. It's helped keep the team competitive, despite missing big on Pickett. The Steelers' ranking at number 12 made them the 3rd worst drafting team in the AFC North, behind the Cincinnati Bengals, who came in at number 7, and the Baltimore Ravens, who came in at number 3. The Cleveland Browns came in last in the division, finishing at number 27. Cleveland's average approximate value was just 5.9, and the team has yet to draft a Pro Bowler since 2020, while the Steelers have no doubt found some mid-round value, and Frazier and Wilson seem to have bright futures from last year's class. There's no doubt that the Steelers haven't accumulated the level of talent they've needed to keep them competitive. Pickett was a huge miss in the first round, and going back to 2020, the Steelers haven't been able to find long-term difference makers early. Chase Claypool flamed out after a hot start. Najee Harris wasn't the difference maker the team expected from a first-round running back, and Broderick Jones has been hot and cold through 2 years. With the 2025 NFL Draft less than a week away, the Steelers need to prioritize finding a difference maker in the early rounds, especially with only 6 picks in the draft. If Omar Khan can build off some of the success of last year's draft with Frazier and Wilson, the Steelers should wind up being just fine over the next few years. 3 alluring draft day trade candidates Steelers must consider targeting. Steelers could fix their roster through trades and not in the NFL Draft. Fox Sports' Ralph Vacchiano laid out 1 draft day trade candidate for each NFL team. The Pittsburgh Steelers have seen trade activity pick up with Omar Khan as their general manager. Khan only has 6 draft selections in the upcoming event, but that won't rule out any other trades. He would love more picks, but is always willing to make the right move. Considering how aggressive Khan has shown himself to be, he could consider browsing the trade block when the draft happens. Sometimes players who were once not available could pop up out of nowhere. Different draft selections could prompt organizations to move star talent. Pittsburgh has holes to fill, and acquiring a veteran rather than risking a pick on a prospect might be better for business. Some intriguing names could become trade fodder at the NFL Draft. Travis Etienne, RB, Jacksonville Jaguars. Travis Etienne is coming off his worst season yet as a pro. The Jacksonville Jaguars have a new coaching staff in place, and they could be willing to move on from the former first-round pick. Etienne had tons of pre-draft interest from the Pittsburgh Steelers when he entered the 2021 NFL Draft. Pittsburgh took Najee Harris instead, and both have enjoyed respectable careers. His past campaign saw him struggle to produce anything of note on offense. Jacksonville struggled as a team, so a new environment could help this running back. The ID: Steelers need to replace Harris, and Etienne could provide the all-around player they need. The Jaguars' longtime starter produced back-to-back 1,000-yard rushing seasons between 2022 and 2023. He still has juice left in the tank. Andrew Billings, DT, Chicago Bears. One of the most improved rosters this offseason has been the Chicago Bears. They invested in the trenches on both sides of the football, hoping their young quarterback Caleb Williams could take another step in year 2. Since the Bears have added plenty of talent to the defensive front, someone like Andrew Billings could struggle to hold on to his job in Chicago. Billings had an eye-popping amount of pre-draft interest from the Steelers when he entered the draft in 2016. Many thought he would end up in Pittsburgh, but they went in another direction. Billings is on an affordable deal as he enters his final year under contract. He might not be a starter, but he could be a rotational player who allows the team to bring a rookie along slowly if they feel more comfortable. Noah Brown, WR, Washington Commanders. It's always best for business to surround a young franchise quarterback with as much talent around him as possible. The Washington Commanders have too many receivers since they added Deebo Samuel and Michael Gallup this offseason. It could force Noah Brown off the team if he demands a trade. Pittsburgh could be a fantastic landing spot for him. Although the Steelers have Roman Wilson on their roster, they could use some help in the slot position. Brown might not do anything flashy, but he is a reliable veteran who can play in the slot and outside if needed. He and Wilson could battle for snaps in training camp, and Brown would likely enter the preseason in the driver's seat. Adding Brown in a trade for a later-round pick would be ideal. Former GM sends Steelers a major Aaron Rodgers warning the Pittsburgh. Steelers have been heavily connected to free agent quarterback and future Hall of Famer Aaron Rodgers. While they have been connected quite often to the legendary quarterback, Rodgers remains a free agent and has not signed. Earlier this week, Rodgers made an appearance on the Pat McAfee Show. He revealed that retirement is still very much a potential option he could choose. Following those comments, there is concern starting to rise among Steelers fans that Rodgers might not become Pittsburgh's starter after all. One NFL insider and former general manager spoke out with a bold warning to the Steelers about Rodgers. Following his most recent comments, Mike Tannenbaum, who is currently an analyst for ESPN, made an appearance on Get Up and sent a message to Pittsburgh. When a player's talking about being retired, they are retired, he said. That did not sound like a person that was prepared to be a starting NFL quarterback and the rigors of a 17-game season, which is fine. It's over. If him the Steelers, it is over. We're moving on. Tannenbaum makes a good point. Rodgers seemed to have his mind everywhere but on football. While he also revealed that he has a lot going on in his personal life, the 2025 NFL Draft will occur this week. The Steelers simply cannot afford to keep waiting. Pittsburgh is the clear-cut favorite to sign Rodgers if he does choose to play football. Another team to keep an eye on could be the New Orleans Saints, who have a concerning injury situation brewing with Derek Carr. Rodgers doesn't seem close to making a decision. That could change, but the Steelers should look to make another move. At the quarterback position, with Rodgers' future uncertain, Steelers to provide full coverage of 2025 NFL Draft. The 2025 NFL Draft is just around the corner, and the Steelers will bring you wall-to-wall coverage of the NFL's biggest offseason event across the team's digital platforms. The draft begins at 8 p.m. on Thursday, April 24th in Green Bay, Wisconsin, but the Steelers' digital platforms will be packed full of coverage throughout the week. Here are some highlights kick off draft week by watching General Manager Omar Khan and head coach Mike Tomlin's pre-draft press conference live on Tuesday, April 26th at 10:30 a.m. on Steelers. The Steelers' official mobile app, and the team's social platforms. You can also listen to the press conference live on Steelers. Nation Radio SNR. Can't catch it live? Not to worry. The press conference will be archived in its entirety across the Steelers' digital and social channels. Steelers Draft Countdown Show, presented by UPMC, will stream live on Thursday night, beginning at 7:30 p.m. on Steelers. The Steelers. Official mobile app and the team's social platforms. Steelers Nation can also get involved with a chance to have their draft social posts featured in the show. All press conferences held at the UPMC Rooney Sports Complex throughout the draft will be streamed live and archived on Steelers. The Steelers' official mobile app and the team's social platforms. There will also be analysis of each of the Steelers' Day 1, Day 2 selections. Other video content highlights include exclusive one-on-ones with Steelers draft selections and behind-the-scenes content captured from within the Steelers' UPMC Rooney Sports Complex and the NFL Draft in Green Bay. Steelers. Will provide full editorial coverage of each of the Steelers' draft picks with news and analysis on each player. Steelers Nation Radio SNR will feature over 25 hours of live audio programming throughout the entire draft, with live press conferences, special guest interviews, and analysis. Audio coverage begins with a draft preview show on Wednesday, April 23rd, and concludes with a draft wrap-up show on Monday, April 28th. Fans can head to Stage AE on Thursday, April 24th at 7 p.m. for the Steelers draft party. As a draft party bonus, Christian Kuntz will record his podcast with special guests. There will be live entertainment, fun activities, and much more as fans can watch the first round of the draft live on TVs throughout Stage AE. Full details are here. 2025 Steelers Draft Party. In addition, the team will be hosting a Steelers 2025 Draft Party in Mexico and a Steelers 2025 Draft Party in Ireland at Croke Park, the site of the Steelers' regular season game this season. Get caught up on all the draft happenings with the Steelers Draft 2025 show, presented by UPMC. The show debuts on Saturday, April 26th at 7:30 p.m. on KDKA. Fans not in the Pittsburgh market can catch the show later that evening on the Steelers YouTube channel. Steelers. Com and the Steelers. Official mobile app take on a new draft-themed design for the week, making draft information and content more accessible. Fans are encouraged to download the Steelers official mobile app to have easy access to Steelers draft content on their phone. Don't forget to turn on push notifications to get all of the latest draft updates and news delivered to your home screen. Turn on push within the app through the More menu under Settings and Notifications. Make sure you take part in the Yins Chat Draft Challenge presented by UPMC. Beginning on Tuesday, April 22nd through Saturday, April 26th, you can answer draft-related trivia and predictive questions each day for your chance to win daily autographed items and be eligible to win the grand prize, a full-sized helmet autographed by the Steelers' first-round pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. You can also follow Yins Chat on X and Instagram. Steelers 2025 NFL Draft slots first round, 21st pick in round, 21st pick overall. Second round. No pick traded to Seattle for DK Metcalf third round. 19th pick in round, 83rd pick overall. Fourth round, 21st pick in round. 123rd pick overall fifth round. 20th pick in round, 156th pick overall. Sixth round, 9th pick in round, 185th pick overall. From Seattle in DK Metcalf trade, 7th round. 13th pick in round, 229th overall. From Atlanta through Philadelphia, and now, Steelers. Fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for the Black and Gold. I'll be back any moment with more Steeler Nation news. Here we go. Steelers, here we go!